Want to know how to make a patriotic banner with your Cricut? In this step-by-step tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make one from scratch in Cricut Design Space. And at the end of the video, I'll share a featured blooper. Hi, my name is Kim with Kimagine DIY, where I hope to help you imagine the possibilities with DIYs and crafts. If that sounds like fun, consider subscribing. Now let's just jump into the materials that we will need for this project. Let's open up Cricut Design Space. We're gonna go over to Image and then search Banner. And through your filters, I wanted to pick a free one. Select and insert. So I'm resizing my banner 5 inches wide and then just hit duplicate. Then we're gonna open up the shapes, get your rectangle and resize it 3 inches by 6. We're gonna use this to slice the shape out of the second banner. Select the banner and go over to your line button and align on top. Then hit slice. I'm gonna change the color to blue and delete the extras. And we're gonna go over to the shapes button again and grab another rectangle. This time, I'm gonna resize it to 3.38 by 6.5. And I'm gonna change this to white. Then we're just gonna duplicate it and then change the color to red. Unlock the dimensions so I can change the width to 0.66. Then duplicate it twice and spread them evenly along the white base rectangle using your align tool. Once you have them all even, you're going to hide the white rectangle that you used for the base. Select all 3 red rectangles and click Weld, so it's just one image. Then select the triangle and your red rectangles and go over to your line button and align on top and click Slice. To save paper and minimize any scraps, I am actually going to detach the 3 rectangles. So you just have to go to Shapes, grab any shape or rectangle is fine, and slice out the 2 sides individually. Then you'll have it as 3 separate pieces. Now we're going to go over to Shapes and select the star shape. I'm going to change the height to 1 inch and change the star to white. Then duplicate your star twice so you have a total of 3. Use the align tool again. I kind of eyed it up to distribute them evenly within the blue section. And I use the align tool to center vertically so at least they're all in a straight line. Then I selected the 3 stars and clicked Weld so it's 1 image. And then highlight the blue background with my 3 stars and then slice and delete the excess. Now that you have all the pieces, I'm going to group them all together. So select all the pieces for the banner, group it, and now duplicate it to as many panels as you would like for your complete banner. Now go over to make it. So now you have all your images on a mat and you want to select what mat size you have and what material size that you have. I'm cutting on like 8.5 by 11 sheets, but I also want to optimize and minimize my amount of scraps. So you can actually go to each mat and move individual shapes to another mat to consolidate your waste. So when you select an image, you're just going to go to the 3 dots, go to Move Object, and then select the mat you want to put it on, and then reshape it. I saved about 10 pieces of white paper by doing this because I'm making 20 banner pieces. And I also saved about 2 sheets of blue paper and I think it was about 2 sheets of red paper as well consolidating everything. It takes time, but you save your materials. Then you're gonna go to Browse Materials, and I'm using light cardstock. Now the blue in my cardstock pack was not exactly dark enough for my liking. You can obviously just buy the blue that you would prefer, but since I already had dark blue spray paint, I decided to just use that up instead of buying something else. Because the aerosol spray paint is actually going to basically blow the papers everywhere, I just lightly taped my cardstock to a piece of cardboard to hold it in place. And it was really helpful once I was done spray painting. Once I moved it, it was all together. I don't have to worry about pieces sliding off, being wet, touching something. When you're spray painting, you have to shake the can very well. Make sure your spray tip is clean, otherwise it'll spatter. I did have a little bit of that as I was spray painting. And when you're painting something like paper, you want to do very, very light coats of the spray so it doesn't soak up and curl up. So as that was drying, I decided to start assembling the white triangle and one of the long red pieces, because that would be the easiest to line up without that blue top. If you're using glue stick, you want to make sure you spread the glue stick on both sides and then press them together. I was using my brayer to help smooth everything out. Now that the blue cardstock is dry, I was using the same gluing method. This time though, when you're lining up your white triangle and your blue banner pieces, you really want to pay attention to the slits that were made in the top for the string to go through, because if you didn't line those two pieces up, then you're not going to be able to thread your banner. And now at this point, it makes it so much easier to glue and line up the smaller red pieces. So I'm using some jute twine that I got from Walmart, and it can be a little hard to thread through that tiny hole, especially because it can unravel so easily. So just take a piece of tape and cover the tip just like it would be on like a shoestring, and it made it so much easier to thread all the way through. I spaced my banners about 1 inch apart. And then I didn't want to take the chance, if I had this outside or just from packing and unpacking, I decided to use hot glue to glue the string in place so it wouldn't slide around. So here's the finished product. It came out so beautifully. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to watch the blooper at the end, and I will see you guys next week. And then you'll have them as three separate Then you'll have them as 3 separate